Welcome to the Bay Insider with Amanda and Ying, where we talk about real estate, history, and lifestyle in the San Francisco Bay Area.
Good morning, everyone. This is Ying, and I have Amanda here. And we also have my dear friend, Federica. She is the head of a school, an Italian school in the city. La Scuola? Am I saying that right?
It's called La Scuola, yes.
La Scuola,
yes.
sorry.
La Scuola, yeah, no.
La
La
Scuola
Scuola International.
So tell us a little bit about the school. Amanda and I had the opportunity to visit the other day your 20th Street location.
Over in Dogpatch, and what a beautiful campus. Got to kind of see what was happening in the school and how it runs differently than other schools. We would love to hear from you a little bit of the history and what's special about the school.
La Scuola was born many, many years ago, even if it's still like a young institution.
How many?
2008.
Okay.
Was actually a group of parents with kids. We're meeting a couple of times a week to share the Italian language, and was kind of like maybe 3 or 4 parents with 3 or 4 kids, and they were also doing something that is called Mommy and Me. We were called Spazio Gioco, and where there was some caregiver, was a couple of hours all together. So that's when I start, because I was going there and sing songs in Italian for this group of kids, because I was actually doing a different. One of the mom that was part of this group, her name is Valentina Imbeni. She was engineer for UC Berkeley at the time. She has, this idea to take this group and create school. So I was part with her, with this incredible process and journey. So we opened first the pre-K with 40 kids, and after 3 years we had 150. And after that was, this request from parents about what about elementary, where we're going to send our kids after a year. So we decided to open kindergarten, and the rest is kind of history, because now we have
Right.
pre-K 8, and we have almost 400 kids in the school.
And you have several campuses too, right? You have the 20th Street, you have the Mission, the new campus.
That's right. We have the Mission campus on 18 and Shotwell, and it's an historical building. Was actually a St. Charles School before, and we are about to open in one next to it on the same, same lot, just like a new building that is going to open by the spring of 2026. And we also have a location in Palo Alto.
I saw that, yeah.
Pre-K2, and something really exciting is that we are opening a new campus in Milano in August 2026.
That's why you were there for 2 years, right?
That's right.
To
That's
get
right.
the school started.
Exactly. So I help a lot with hiring people to making sure that Milano was.
You've got a lot going on.
Yes, I am.
She's going there next week or something, right?
I'm going this Saturday, actually.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
So the type of school that you're running now, kind of the theory and the way that the education is, give us a little idea on that.
So the school was born with this incredible approach for the early childhood that is called the Reggio Emilia approach. And when we opened the elementary, we really need curriculum that was framework that was providing this idea of global citizenship and this idea of how these kids will be growing in the future. So we adopt the IB, that stands for International Baccalaureate. So we have the PYP, that is the primary years program. We have the MYP, that is stands for middle years program. So until, 8th grade. And also we have the Italian language. The Italian language, we follow something that is called the Montreal method that was developed in Ontario, because they grew up with both languages. So we have percentage of language that it's not completely full immersion, but it's full immersion for pre-K. And when they go to K, it's 80-20. And when they move to 3rd grade, it's 50-50. And when they are in middle school, it's actually reverse. 80% is in English and 20% is in Italian. We always say that Reggio Emilia is our heart and the IB is our mind. But the Reggio Emilia has this incredible value about how educators see young children and how we have to, in Italian we say we have to allenare lo sguardo. That means we have to work out our vision around young kids because we really need to have this high image of the child. So that means that the child need to be seen as a competent and capable human
That's
being.
right. Okay.
It seems like it's a very well-rounded program.
It
like
is.
a holistic
Yeah,
approach.
Exactly, it is. And I think this incredible contribution between the Reggio Emilia approach and the incredible IB and the language immersion really create this unique program that, we see our, young kids graduating from La Scuola. They're actually able to, to go to different high school in the city.
Yeah.
And when they are actually done with high school, also college around the world. So I think that kind of program really prepares our kids for, for the world.
So along that, I'm always curious about bilingual programs in the city. There are many bilingual schools, bilingual programs. So at your school, what percentage of people are Italian who want to educate our kids in Italian, or what's a breakdown of population?
Yeah, that's a great question because when we started the school, we had probably 80% of La Scuola was actually coming from Italy, or even maybe in the couple have one parents from Italy.
Yeah.
But now it's actually the opposite. We have 80% are coming around the world, and we have just 20%. Italian people. Actually, we have 37 different languages speaking in the school.
Oh my goodness.
37.
37.
And how many
counted.
students is that among?
I mean, we have 400 students and 37. So we have, people that also maybe speak the dialect.
That's a lot.
It's a lot. It's pretty amazing, actually. We
Yeah.
have this day of during the spring where we are celebrating, culture and languages, and it's just beautiful to see how incredible that's kind of like, come together.
So for families who are not Italian, why do they go to your school? What's the purpose?
So the Reggio and the IB, I think
I see.
it's really our, I would say, straight, like our first, like
big pull.
people are
Yeah.
coming for that specific curriculum. Yeah.
Because there are not too many schools or IB schools in the city, right?
That's
There are
right.
few,
I
very
mean,
few.
they have it. Usually, they have for the diploma, as for the last 2 years of high school. But we are actually the only PYP Reggio Emilia in the world.
Wow.
So that's pretty amazing, I'm saying.
That is.
That's awesome. That's fantastic.
Ying and I both had children that went to Montessori schools, and we
Right.
noticed
Yeah.
that there were a lot of similarities in
Similarities.
terms
For
of
sure.
the materials and the way that you work with it. What would you say is a differentiator between those two types of education?
Yeah, so Maria Montessori and Loris Malaguzzi, was actually the founder of the Reggio Emilia approach. They're actually coming from the same region. They were both from Emilia Romagna, and Loris Malaguzzi came just after Maria Montessori, so he learned a lot from her. So that's why you're seeing all of this intentionality around the materials, but also around, the environment. The environment as C is a third teacher. So what it changed, probably, the differentiation between the two is that Maria Montessori was really focusing on the individualized learning experience, and Loris Malaguzzi was more focusing about and still with the, small groups activities.
Oh,
So
okay.
that idea of working in small groups
Working
instead
together.
than just working alone really changed this idea of education, and that's another differences from Maria Montessori about the pedagogy of relationship. So if we are able as adults to create space for those children to create a relationship between them but also with educators, that will be the key and setting up for the future.
Connections and
that
relationships.
exactly, and that's the most important piece, as probably also we know as
Yep.
adults.
True.
That's fantastic.
Great.
Thank you so much. Thank you for coming today.
Yeah, and we'll put links to the school and
Yeah.
the programs and where people can learn more.
Absolutely,
prospective
yes. We
parents
have
and
an
things like
entire,
that.
incredible La Scuola team of admission. Absolutely. Reach out and they will be more than happy to show the school around.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you
Wonderful.
so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it.